It says that I am now live. He said that? It says live or not? Oh my God, this thing. I just came from outside and the weather is crazy here, so I'm all like kind of sunburned. Anyway, today I saw this thing. I know I don't talk about Johnny and Amber enough because like usually just I feel like there's like nothing new, but this is pretty crazy. So like she wasn't insane enough. She didn't made up a lot of BS about bruises and stuff and bruised ribs and bruised face and all that. And my feet are cut with glass and all that, right? Lies. There's some actor, producer. I think now I can see his face, but I'm really bad with names. So his name does not ring a bell, but I can see his face now. And his name is Josh. No, it's not the Josh that she's friends with. His name is this is for in Johnny's favor, not on Amber's. His name is Josh Richman. So he's director, producer. I think that he worked with Depp back in the day, in like in the 90s or something. Stays friends with him. I'm seeing them. Oh yeah, okay. This is the guy who was hanging out in the Guns N' Roses concert. It doesn't seem like he is like super, super, super close to Johnny, but he was close enough to be invited to the wedding. So that's like, right? Pretty big deal. I remember now. Oh, he was in Friday Night and he was in the movie Heathers. Okay, yeah. Oh, he was in Natural Born Killers too. I guess a small part. Well, they're being friends for a while. And he says, this guy, Josh Richman, says that Amanda, fake a bloody nose using red nail polish. It just, you can, but it's going to smell like nail polish. So I don't know why she thought that was going to work or it was going to be real, because nail polish has like a glossy thing too, and it smells. I love the smell of nail polish, but it smells, and blood has a different smell. So anyway, I don't know, but he said that he claims, okay, I'm going to say everything as a claim because this is like, I just saw this today, that Amber Heard used red nail polish to fake a bloody nose. I believe that she can do that. I mean, I know she faked bruises, she faked broken noses, why not she fake a bloody nose? From everything I will say, that's like the easiest thing for her to fake. I can't believe that she didn't do it before that. But this guy is saying that she actually had done it. So he says, I have known and considered Johnny Depp a friend approximately like 33 years. I attended Johnny's wedding ceremony with Amber Heard in the Bahamas on February 7th, 2015. Horrible day that he made that decision, huh? Poor Johnny. In a small island. So he went there. He's not going to say that he was there if he wasn't, because that would be really easy to prove. And he would look like a liar. So he went to the wedding. Okay. And then he's saying, I'm trying to read it. The number of wedding attendees was quite small because it was in an island, so it was quite a small wedding. None of the few of Johnny's actual friends who attended were happy that Johnny was marrying Amber, and we discussed it between us only. Yeah, everybody was pissed off. At the same time, like if your best friend or you consider your brother is getting married, is choosing this person to get married, I'm sure Manson hated her too. But you kind of have to respect, I think, what they're doing in the moment. I don't think that in that moment, in 2015, they thought, oh, shoot, that she was going to put up all the circus. But they were already feeling something, and this guy had a gut feeling that she was not going to be good. She was not going to treat him nice. And, dude, he was right. It's bright enough. There's not a lot of lights in here. Okay, so... This is pretty good. I never heard about this before. I mean, I don't know if you guys did. Let me know. I haven't. But I've been on Manson so much I haven't. But this is pretty good. And I do believe that she is capable of faking anything on her face. It's not that hard. I always say it's not that hard to fake bruises or to fake punches or things or marks. Anyway, so He said nobody was happy. Okay, the general view of his friends, which I share, although we hardly knew full details of their relationship, was that Amber Heard emotionally abused and tormented Johnny, cut him away from his real, not cut him physically, cut him away from his real friends and family. And it was emotionally cruel to him. He always seemed to live in fear of how she will act or react, and even if he tried to break up with her, or even when he was nice to her. His family, friends, and always felt that compared to Amber's demand, he married her for this reason, among others like it, because pretty much the whole, well, if you're committed to me, you must, you're gonna marry me, right? Like this kind of that type of narcissistic manipulation abuse, and I think that's kind of why he married her, because it doesn't really make sense, because he didn't marry Vanessa, and he was with her for 15 years, and he didn't marry her. So it's kind of weird that he married this one. So that's what I think, that it was not like he was forced into marry her. Nobody put a gun to your head, technically, but people can mess with your mind as so much that you could probably go like, okay, fine, fine, let's do it, let's get married. And I think that's kind of what happened, and nobody was happy about it. I don't know if they say it to his face, and it will be kind of shady if right now they're all popping out going like, oh, we always hate her. I hope that in that moment they say something to him, and it's not just they're doing it now because it's scandalous. So I hope that this guy actually is telling the truth. I believe him. I don't think he did. I don't know what reason he will have to lie. He's not on the circle. I mean, he's friends with Johnny, but he's not like best friends. So why would he lie about this? It's a big accusation. It's a big chunk of BS on a Kleenex, red no polish. So pretty much, okay, one of the few specific incidents we knew in particular raised my and my other friends' concern. We and certainly I knew from Johnny that prior to the wedding, that on that night they had an argument. Prior to the wedding, they had an argument. Yeah. And they're always fighting when they go to the Bahamas, these people. And like my idea of arguments, I think, is like Johnny like reading a book and smoking a cigarette or whatever, cigar or whatever he's smoking, and it's like trying to catch a break, and she's like here going and probably like once in a while he goes like shut up or something like that. That is not an argument. That's like a one-sided attack. So I don't know what type of argument they're talking about, but I don't think that Amber argues with people or even converse with people or even have any type of like back and forth. I think it's all about her and what she has to say and all that. So he's saying that they were concerned. Okay, suddenly we knew from Johnny that prior to the wedding, on that night they had an argument. It seems like this is like the normal for them to do. Johnny recounted to me that Amber went into the bathroom and came out with a Kleenex with it read on nail polish on the Kleenex. Kleenex is like a tissue paper, the brand tissue paper, saying that he had given her a bloody nose. But after the incident, he retrieved the Kleenex, which he says he still has to this day. This is like bomb. Oh my God, I love this guy, Josh Richman. And now I remember his face. His name doesn't ring a bell, but I remember his face. He was in a bunch of 90s movies. Small parts, but like funny actor. He has the Kleenex with the nail polish. I don't know if this is actually like completely true or he's just jumping into the wagon right now, or he might not have the Kleenex with the red nail polish. But I do believe that he heard her saying that because that's something that she would do. Like when she went and told her assistant, can you believe I did that show with 2 black eyes and a broken nose? So in that delusion that she thinks people are going to believe her, then I'll totally believe that she went out of the bathroom and told Johnny's friend, can you believe he gave me a bloody nose? It's not so hard to believe, right? But I don't know who has the Kleenex with the red nail polish. And nail polish in a paper, it will stay for a few years. It will not stay on your nails, but it will stay on the paper. So whoever has it is gold mine. So it was incidents like this and lies of which his friends knew only a fraction of it that made all of us concerned for his welfare in this marriage. Anyone who knows Johnny for a long time or even briefly will notice that he was unhappy. No, he was always happy, cheerful, and kind. He's a unique kind person, he born and raised in the South and all that, we know that, who treats every human being the same. It's always helping people, and it doesn't like to harm even the feeling of other people. So he would rather harm himself. That's sad, but that sounds like Johnny. Yep. So this guy is saying this. It seems like he knows him for a while. I mean, they start in the 90s together, so they know each other more even than Manson and him. So, or maybe around the same time. So he's saying that they weren't like on the hallway, right? Not in the same bathroom, but the Amber came and said, he gave me a bloody nose. And I know it sounds like so far-fetched and out of the blue, but I believe it because she does this. She does this. It's just like the Manson girls that they do this and they believe it in their head or not. I don't know. But in that moment, I don't know what his reaction was. I don't know if he's actually being completely honest about having the Kleenex with the red nail polish still. But even if he doesn't have it, just the testimony of him saying that is good, and it's bad for her. So how many people we have already saying, oh, we were concerned about him, we didn't like him, we didn't like her, we were concerned about him, we didn't like her, we don't know, we were trying to like her, but she was hurting him so much emotionally. I don't know if the people saw the stuff on his face and that, because I think that he was always trying to protect her, and he would say to the people on set that he failed or he got himself with an instrument, that he was playing guitar too hard. He would just say stuff like that when she got his freaking finger, because he was still trying to protect her. And I don't know, it's hard to say, but he was trying to be protected to her, like just being like, he didn't want everybody to be mad at her, even if she was being a royal abuser bitch. And it's crazy that Johnny will still lie and say to people, well, no, my finger, yeah, this happened. No, I got an amplifier, I got this. And he will not say, well, she did it. Like, he confined like 2 people. But next, with real nail polish on, this is what Josh Richman is saying. He's an actor, got friends with Johnny 30 years ago. He was in Natural Born Killers, and he was in Nightmare on Elm Street, and he was on Friday Night. Oh God, I love that movie. I need to check him out now. I feel like I've seen his face so many times. He has one of those faces from the 90s. But he was friends, close enough to him to be in the Bahamas, in the small wedding in the Bahamas island. So obviously. So if this is true, which I think it is, the event might not just happen the way that, like, he might just be kind of because he's trying to be on Johnny's side so much, as he might just be saying, oh, I have the Kleenex, maybe he doesn't have it, whatever. That's not the point. The point is, if he said this and people are going to believe it at face value, as people believe all the crap that Amber friend said, then believe what Johnny's friends have to say too, right? I'm going to believe both parts, like, yes, or just one. Even if this guy doesn't have proof of what he's saying is true, just the fact that he's saying it, we know in court that weights, right? It has a weight. It shouldn't, but it does. And these days, people don't need proof anymore. So if we're going to get like, well, we don't need proof from IO or like Raquel Pennington and all those people, then we're going to believe this guy. I'm going to believe this guy. I believe this guy straight up. Now that I see who he is, and he's not just some dude that just came out of nowhere. He's a guy who's been working with him in a couple movies, and then he's friends with Robert Downey Jr., and he was like friends with Vanessa, Johnny's ex-wife. So this guy's been around the block. What I think it happened is maybe she did the nail polish thing, but also it's not so strange to believe that she did something like that, because this is the same person that was, throwing fake punches to the sister. The sister was throwing fake punches at her in the elevator. When I think about that stuff, I'm thinking about, you've seen the movie Fight Club? Fight Club is one of my favorite movies. I think it's my favorite movie. So what's happening in Fight Club is, the guy's not sleeping. main character, is not sleeping. He's out of his mind from not sleeping. So he starts hallucinating, right? So he joined, I'm not going to just spoil the end because the end is the most important part of the Fight Club. He joins this thing, this group of men that hang out late at night in parking lots or basements or whatever, and they have this fight club, right? And they beat the shit out of each other. And it's not like some type of martial art. No, it's really like street fight, right? And they just do it for the sake of it. They do it just to feel something. I think that's the whole point of it. And then we know the character of Fight Club. Oh shoot, I'm totally spoiling Fight Club right now, and it's like the best movie ever. Okay, my point is you can do this to yourself if you really want to. It's psychotic. It's insane. I wouldn't, but you can give yourself a bruise. You can give yourself a mark. If you do this for a long time, you give yourself a mark. It's not that hard. But a bloody nose, she would have to literally break her own nose or fake it with paint, nail polish, some type of liquid lipstick maybe would be a better idea than nail polish. Nail polish is like very strong, chemical smell to it. Who's watching? If you're watching, can you make a comment so I know? Because I always I hate. Only reason I'm doing live is because I'm just sitting here and I was like, okay, I want to talk about a little about Johnny and Amber because I just heard about that thing about the Josh Richman guy. My God. I mean, that is so beyond. That is not a personality disorder. That is just beyond insanity. And then there is something else that Josh Richman was saying about Amber's friends. The little people like Raquel Pennington and Io and all those people that right now half of them don't even talk to her anymore, right? So he's saying that at the wedding, this is Josh Richman, the same actor friend that went to the wedding that was talking about the bloody nose on the Kleenex. I'm not making this up. It's out there. It's on YouTube. It's on the internet. I can't make this stuff up. I'm not that smart or that creative. So he's saying the day before the wedding, Amber's close friends and members of her wedding party, Io Tyler Wright, his stupid name, her wedding party, Rocking Pennington, hold on, during an argument about wedding details, and who was essentially going to assume the role of the wedding planner. Okay, so these two are arguing, Rocky and Io are arguing about, you're the wedding planner, or I'm the wedding planner. Oh my God. Like these people don't have real problems, really, because that's the stuff that you argue about. And frivolous, shallow things to argue about. But Josh is saying they were arguing about this, and it was getting heated, right? And now he's gonna say something about. I'm reading it. No amount of self-serving leaks or relevant statements from friends of Mr. Depp can change the underlying facts of this case. The Amber looks forward to winning her case in court in Virginia, no matter what she has to do. She's so freaking ruthless. I'm scared because she might actually, I don't know, she might pull something out of her butt last minute. And I don't know. Amber Heard's time is up, and Me Too lawyer terms in irrelevance that her primary witness in an abuse hoax case violently assaulted her other primary witnesses. Yeah, she's been assaulting her sister probably for years. So it's she's such a hypocrite. She calls evidence that her client's abuse hoax repertoire now included fake pictures, bloody noses, fake. Well, has never been an X-ray. I've never seen an X-ray of her bruises. Maybe when I see that, but she probably gets the same pictures on the fake, from the fake bucket that Ashley Morgan and Esme Bianco gets the pictures of her back, right? The Kleenex nail polish is a self-serving leak. It's a self-serving leak. Okay, I see. And she assures that this latest disclosures pile atop the growing mountain of audio, video, photographing, and testimonial evidence will not change the underlying facts of this case, but those are the underlying facts of this case. And nothing is going to change, they're saying, because this is kind of like they're talking about this and they're flapping about it, but they're taking it more as gossip than as proof. The problem is because this stuff wasn't presented in the UK. So now it is kind of like a bit of a last minute thing. I still think that they should go for it and they should try to present it anyway. For sure, the thing they're going to present is that she didn't donate it. Somebody else did, we know who. And the stuff with the dogs and all that stuff. And all that stuff that we know now, that probably we always knew, but the judge, that weirdo in the UK, didn't really seem to care to even investigate or to even get a cross-examination to her on her and say, well, did you the whole pledge to donate and you didn't donate and all that. So now in Virginia, they're just going to use that we couldn't use it before. Really? Right. So I don't know if the Kleenex and the fake punches on the elevator and the fake bloody nose, all that is just going to stay on like a gossip level. Hope not. Or if it's something that is going to be brought up, you never know with her. Because with Amber, I really think that she is more savvy than people think. I don't like her. I'm just saying this. Let's not be naive and innocent. If she went this far and she keeps winning, even the public, even like the media, there's people out there that are still defending. They still think that he's a wife beater. I don't know how she does it. I really don't know, but it's really dangerous. So then I had something on my phone from today, which is May 28th. That says that Amber Heard is asking Virginia judge to adopt the UK court findings of Depp abuse. Oh my God, you know what that means? Adopting. The word says it all. So we don't have to go to Virginia. We can adopt, the verdict and the wife beater here on his forehead for the rest of his life. And we don't have to. We can just dismiss Virginia because we can adopt the ruling from the UK. I don't know if it's legal because it's a different country, okay? But maybe it is. And lawyers can do some weird stuff. And she has good lawyers, we gotta admit. So I'm reading it from my phone. I'm sorry about that. Attorneys from the Aquaman actress, yeah, say the issue of whatever of Johnny Depp was abused and already have been decided by court. Okay, that's bad. Her attorneys, her lawyers are saying that the issue of whatever she was abused has already been decided by the court, by a court, not the court, a court. So it can be any country, and it will just like count in the U.S. It shouldn't. But the fact that she's asking, she's probably not, her team is asking, is ridiculous. So they're trying to adopt the verdict so they don't have to go to Virginia. And not because of financial reasons, because also she was trying to say, a couple weeks ago, that she felt that it was going to be such a toll in her finances, and it's so expensive and a waste of what you call it, a waste of everybody's time or whatever. We can just adopt. I never heard of something like that before, that you can adopt a ruling that happened for the same case as it was. Of course she wants to adopt because the ruling says that he's a wife beater, right? So Fairfax, Virginia, last summer, according to the United Kingdom, we know this, gone bad and found that actor Johnny Depp was not defended by a British woman, now attorney for white Amber Heard. She wants the Virginia judge to embrace those findings in a separate defamation case unfolding in the U.S. and use it for the U.S. I don't even know. Is that even something that people can do? Just like pass one ruling to another country and just use it? That's crazy. This came out today, so that's kind of why I got here to talk about it, and I'll talk about Manson in a minute. Of course I will. But this is just crazy. Because I don't know. I mean, I've been to court a lot, so many times, but never for something like this. And I never knew that you could actually just use a ruling for different places. Even different states have different laws and different rulings. So why do you think that a ruling from a different country, you're going to be able to use it here? I don't know, man. If her lawyers are asking for it, it's probably because it's possible. Otherwise, why? Why they would just look stupid by asking for it? That's scary. This is pretty scary. So because that means that they don't have to go to Virginia, and he is known for being a what? A wife beater for the rest of his life. Doesn't matter what we think. We can think a lot of things about him right now, and we can think that he's not a wife beater. But in Hollywood, people don't have his back. I mean, I noticed that on his Instagram. You go to Manson's Instagram and he has Courtney Love, Billy Corgan. Some people follow him. Johnny has like a bunch of fans, like a bunch of people like us, but he doesn't have a lot of media people on his side. And that's because the agenda favors, women. We already know what's going on in 2020, 2021. It's been going on. And I don't think it's going to stop, honestly. I think it might stop in 2024 eventually. And I think Manson eventually is going to get them for defamation. Please, I will hate for him to settle and give the money. But okay. Oh, somebody give me a thumbs up. Who are you? Well, you can just commit a crime in Florida and you go to California or to New York, and it's a completely different thing. Okay, so why would a ruling from a different country apply to Virginia? Even a ruling from California would not apply to Virginia. So why? I mean, it's a totally different jurisdiction. I don't get it. This is kind of scary because, I mean, I can say I don't get it 100 times, but there gotta be something to it. Otherwise, her team would not be asking for it if it was completely impossible. Okay, during the hearing on Friday, that's today, in Fairfax County in Virginia, attorneys for her asked the judge, Penny Ascarate, eventually I'm going to say her name right, eventually, Penny Ascarate. Ascarate or Ascarate? Judge Penny, I'll be really disrespectful to say that. But okay, Judge Penny Ascarate to allow them to amend the Aquaman Star's grounds for defense in the defamation case brought by Johnny Depp. Representing her, attorney Elaine, whatever, I'm not going to give that person any, pointed that the question of whatever Depp was abusive or not has already been answered in the UK by Justice Nichols. So whatever the question that he's is being abusive or not has already been answered. So pretty much, what she's saying is like, hey, it's already out there. Everybody thinks he's a wife beater. So no, we're not going to go to Virginia. What? Thank you for speaking the truth about AH. Oh, you're welcome. I mean, what else can we do about it? I am not going to sit here. Like I always, all my videos are kind of all of them about Manson. I feel like I know more about Manson and about those women than I know about Johnny. But I think it's all related. It's related. And it's not a coincidence that those two are like brothers. They're best friends, have matching tattoos. Manson was Johnny's daughter's godfather. For reals, he is. And it is not a coincidence that they're hitting these two guys at the same time. Not at the same time, but 1 year apart. And dragging through the mud, both of them. With no proof. Again, do I have proof of what I'm saying right now? Yeah, actually we do. Because you go on YouTube or you go on Google and you actually find these things. You find audio of Amber saying, yeah, I hate you. I didn't punch you, but I hate you. So that's proof. So we do have proof. They don't. I keep reading the Manson women, all the stuff, and and I have it all on my computer. And I keep reading. I'm like, where's the proof? How is she going to prove that she was sleep deprived? How is she going to prove that she was forced cocaine? How Amber is going to prove that she had bruised, ribs and she never got an X-ray or a doctor notice, a note from a doctor or from any type of nurse assistant or from the emergency room saying that she was bruised? All right, if that comes out, and I can see that it's real, then I will wash my mouth with bleach, and I'm not talking about Amber ever again. It's simple, but I like facts. I don't like just basing things on feelings. Oh, I have a feeling that he's a wife beater. I don't like him because he's a bit of a drunk, and he's a bit of a weirdo, and Manson, I don't like him because he's dark, so he might be a rapist. No, we can't be thinking like that, right? Somebody says, oh yeah, thank you. Thank you. I want to say names of people, right? Because my whole life, people, everybody, not everybody, but they misspell my name. They say it wrong. So I'm on this mission to say names correctly. Okay. So that's what I get really pissed off with myself when I can't say Penny Escarate. It's probably Spanish. I'm Italian, so I don't know. It's kind of like, the pronunciation is not that different. So Escarate is probably her name. And I think she's pretty badass. I really like her. Those children are so loud outside. I'm going to sue them for the emotional distress they're causing me. Not my children. Their children. My children. I don't make videos so my children are here. That's cool. So, okay, so we're not going to even name, I'm not even going to say the name of her lawyer, which is going to call her yada yada. Okay. She pointed out that the question has already been answered, that he is a wife beater. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, what about if this tactic works? What about that? What? Because he's already suing for $50 million and she countered to $100 million. But what about if this actually works? This little system works and they dismiss it? I would go nuts. Seriously. And then she says, now, drum rolls, the entire world can say freely that Mr. Depp is indeed a wife beater, she added. What type of lawyer talks like this? Like with that vengeance and that malice? The lawyers supposed to stay neutral. I mean, you pay them, you pay them money, so they're gonna be on your side, but they don't supposed to talk like that. That's kind of disrespectful, and it's a bit insulting to tell a judge what to do. Like Amber's lawyer was like there telling the judge, this is like what, a couple weeks ago, saying, oh, they're just trying to get into your head. You don't talk like that to a judge. You're not talking to TMZ. And, you're not talking to a YouTuber. You're talking to a judge, And so this lawyer, I don't even think Amber showed up at this point. I don't even think that she is in Virginia. So they're probably doing everything through meetings online, probably, or on the phone. Nobody's showing up anywhere. But they're trying to dismiss it, saying that, well, the question has already been answered. But really hasn't. Okay, this is the third time in 2 years that Amber Heard defense team was attempted to get Virginia defamation case tossed away. Noted that the Mr. Depp lawyer, the new one, because we don't have Adam Willman anymore. The new guy's, his name is Benjamin Chu or Brown Rudnick firm, so I'm going to call him Benjamin, his new lawyer. He described this as the latest Hail Mary of trials. Yes, seriously. Both cases involve defamation, but the parties in the two lawsuits are different issues in the different cases. Yeah, it's really weird. See, that's what gets me about this. You can't. The case was against the Sun and the newspapers and all the freaking tabloids in the UK. I'm not being disrespectful to people from the UK. I'm just saying the tabloids in the UK are just as bad as TMZ here. Pretty bad and pretty toxic and they're liars. So he was suing those people, right? And the paper won, not Amber. Amber keeps thinking that she won. She didn't. That was not a winning for her. The Sun publication won. She didn't win. Nothing. She hasn't gone to. Only thing she went to court for and won was the $7 million for a divorce, but she hasn't won anything after that. Technically, the defamation thing was like on her favor, but it was more on the favor of the tabloid magazine, not on her favor. So in the UK, wife beater. So now everybody has to say that he's a wife beater because in 2020, in a different country, across the ocean or across many oceans and many countries away, we have to adopt the ruling. I really need to look this up. I should have looked this up before I sit here. but I'm not that smart to guess. And I really wanted to talk about Josh Richman saying that he found Kleenex with red nail polish and in his pocket, in Amber's pocket, and she just came out saying, "Oh, Johnny just did this to me." I really wanted to sit down and say that really fast before it skips my mind, or before, so while it's still fresh. And then I got my phone and I started reading about they're trying to adopt the same ruling and dismiss Virginia, and that is not good news at all. Okay. So Penny Escarate, the judge, agreed to allow him to file an amendment. Okay, good. Defense, and it will hold a hearing in July. Okay. So they're not completely denying what Amber is asking, but they're not accepting it either. They're going to decide in July, which we're probably not going to know about it until it's over in July. Okay. July now, July 2021. And then the 2022 is going to be in the spring. So the judge really didn't say, "Oh, well, that just makes no sense. We're not gonna dismiss." But she also didn't say that she's going to. So I guess I can live with that. And we're not gonna know until July. Okay. So in the UK, case that concluded last summer, a judge issued, oh, we know, 129 pages ruling finding that Mr. Depp had committed 12 acts of domestic violence. So this is how he's going to be known for now. Not for us, right? For us, he's Johnny and he's awesome, right? We like his movies, he's awesome. But not for us, for people different, maybe for like really, really young people, like my children. They love him because they love Alice in Wonderland. He played the Mad Hatter, and they love. We're very big Harry Potter people in this house. We're our Potterheads. We're all into Harry Potter, hardcore. I'm not gonna show you my blanket right now, my pillow, because you think I'm more of a nerd than I am. So everything, we got Harry Potter mask, everything. And the fact that he's not gonna be in the Grindelwald movie it kind of sucks, because I'm sure when I go to the movies, my son is gonna be like, "Who's that guy? That's not the same guy. That's not Johnny Depp." So they know who Johnny Depp is. But, you can't say this to, like, generations to come are going to think, "Oh, Johnny Depp, oh, the wife beater. Oh, yeah, 12 domestic violence actually committed wife beater." So if he doesn't he doesn't have to clean his name from me. Obviously not. But in the future, and, Hollywood is very cruel, and they already what you call it? Replace him for Grindelwald. And the actor they chose is a good actor. I like him, but how can you replace Johnny Depp? It's like I don't want to be on that guy's shoes. The new guy. So it's the actor from the TV show Hannibal. Anybody knows the name? I'm really bad with names. He has a really strong face and good features. He might be a good Grindelwald. I'm just saying that it won't be the same. Sorry. I drink that. So if we dismiss this, then okay, then it stays wife beater of 12 cases. 12 different episodes, or whatever she calls it. Situations, hostage, and all that. So another first falls through we know British Apple in 2018. Label him a wife beater. The defendant included news group The Sun. The newspaper said the director her was not a party. She was not a party, but she actually went. So she really didn't have to go to the thing. She went just for that. She really didn't have to go. She could have gone just when they asked her to go, but she went there every single day. And remember the videos of people booing her, people just wanted to see Johnny, and then there was like two different entrances, and she's wearing the red scarf, like, "Hi," and people are going boo. They do not want to see her there, and I don't think it's because the UK doesn't like her. I think nobody likes her. So I remember seeing that. I was like, she's being booed. Oh my God, people are booing. People are actually telling her to go home. And she's still on her delusional just little rocket ship that she lives on that delusional rocket ship that she lives on, she is very well might have said, hey, look what Johnny did to me. Look, because this is the person she is. She believed the first time. She told the cops, look at all the glass. Look all the glass on the floor. You don't see it? There's glass. And there wasn't. So this is a person who was completely psychotic. So I'm not surprised at what the Josh Richman actor said about her coming out of the bathroom and saying, look what Johnny did to me. And holding tissue paper with real nail polish on. That doesn't surprise me a bit. They might, that kind of sounds, I don't know if they can, because it kind of sounds gossipy. It kind of sounds like, oh, like if that guy is not willing to actually testify and say that on the piece of paper, just saying it like this, it kind of sounds like gossip. So I hope that he can put it down in paperwork, and then that will make a difference. Otherwise, it's not going to. And I can't wait until Johnny is kind of not in so much heat of the issues right now, and then he can maybe write a letter in favor of his friend Manson, just like Manson wrote a letter in favor of Johnny. But it was different times, easier times, I know. But that would be cool. Eventually, when they can just, eventually they're gonna sit around and be like, remember all that bullshit that we've been through. I can't wait for Manson's next album. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be like, oh my, he's gonna be mad. Anyway, we're all mad. I don't think they're gonna go for it. I don't think they're gonna dismiss it. But the fact they're gonna get together in July, this July, to even talk about it, it kind of scares me. Because I thought the judge was gonna say, no, wait. But she said, well, we'll talk about it in July. So that means it's a little sliver, a little piece that might happen. I hope not. Man, come on. He can't just be known just for. So yeah, she's asking for 50. No, he was asking for 50 million, and then she counted with 100 million. Did people have $100 million anywhere? I mean, besides Elon Musk, right? Who has? I don't even know. Did Johnny has $100 million? Like, I mean, I don't know. That just sounds like that's not even real money to me. It's just like a fantasy money. Like, just I can't even imagine more than $1 million. Like, let alone $100 million. That's just crazy. But if they recognize the British court finding will prevent the waste of justice. Oh my God. Okay, they're saying, oh my God, these people are so evil. They're saying if they recognize the ruling from the UK and use it on the United States, they're going to now waste a lot of resources. The courts are currently backed up. I swear I'm reading this. And blocked up as a result of COVID-19 pandemic. First of all, that's bullshit. They're not. I'm going to court in 2 months, and I just went to court like 3 months ago. The courts are not backed up because of COVID. Okay, I mean it slow things up. It slow things down, but if you still have a case and you still feel strongly about your case, you go to court. You don't go like, oh, I guess I'm not gonna go because it's COVID. What? I can't believe they're trying to pull this card. There will be a waste of money and a waste of resources. The courts are already backed up and blocked up as a result of COVID-19. No, they're not. They're not. Maybe just a little bit. They're just exaggerating. That's like that's BS. That's what they want you to believe. They want us to believe all that. The trial, which has already been delayed several times, is stated to unfold over a 4-week period next spring in Virginia. So I'm not going to be for this. I can't believe this. This first part got me. I'm sorry. She's trying to adopt and dismiss it. So if they adopt the ruling is he's a wife beater of 12 different accounts. I don't know. I think it should be illegal to just pass it from like one country to another country. It should be illegal to even pass it from state to state because everybody has their own jurisdiction, their own rules. That's kind of scary. But I'm glad that she didn't say yes right away. She said they're going to. So from now to July, you know, Judge Penny Escarate, she seems way better already than just the Justice Nickel guy. Needs to retire, that dude. It's like a shame. Freaking shameful. So it was 129 pages ruling finding out that he is indeed a wife beater. We can't. This is crazy. That's just crazy. I'm going to, if we hold up a little bit, it's some all over the place. I just came back from work. And I was like, maybe I'll make a video because it's still daytime and I'm going to plug my computer. Such a production here. I know, right? I don't care. What's more important is to be able to, for me, at least for me, what's important is to be able to talk about this without having like somebody saying like, oh, well, you're just saying this because you like Manson or you like Johnny or you hot for Manson. Listen to me. Okay, I'm too old for that. I love Manson and I love Johnny, but I will say the same thing if it was Robert Downey Jr. or if it was Robert De Niro or if it was Leonardo DiCaprio or if it was anybody. I'm not on this more because of they are people that I admire. It's just that it sucks. Like seriously, I'm not gonna just sit here and say, well, it's okay, I guess, because he has a lot of money. He'll be okay, even if he's known for the rest of his life for being a wife beater. But he has so much money, he can go to an island and be okay. That is an ignorant way of thinking. Stop thinking like that. Sure, you guys don't think like that, but I know people that think like that. People that say stupid shit like that. Like, well, Manson doesn't have to work one day of his life if he doesn't want to anymore, if he's canceled. But what about if he wants to work? What about if Johnny wants to work and be in those movies that he got fired from? It's not fair that you just like taking the livelihood away. Yes, they have millions of dollars. They probably don't have to work a day on their life if they don't want to, but they want to. And we want them to work too. It's like, it's important. In the case of Manson said it all over and over again. If he doesn't do music, he would just be completely insane. So I do believe that. And that's the outlet. And we need to see that. And even if it slows down, and even if it takes, like I said, it's going to take years for Manson to even fight this thing. I think it's probably like 2024 or something. But that's all right, though. Because I think that he's laying low, and that's a really good idea. And Johnny's laying low too, and I think that's what he's not talking about Manson in public and not doing any type of declaration in favor of Manson because he's trying to be low key. So it's smart. I just wish that I hope that he does eventually. So I was going to do a video actually on Rose McGowan book and all the nice things she says about Manson. And we know who Rose McGowan is. She pretty much is one of the biggest faces behind the Me Too movement. And she was with Manson for a long time. And she had nothing but good things to say about him. Really warm, awesome, really sweet things about him. So I think that's very important. And you guys, if you get the book. If you don't get the book, you can get it on the library. You can just probably download it. I don't know. Download it for free. I don't care. I'm not trying to sell her book. I'm saying that her book has really good points. Her book is called Brave. Has really good points on how Manson was as a person when he was with her, and how attentive he was to like details, and how like there's a thing here. There's a passage in the book that it says that one day he slept in the tour bus, so a girl or a woman and her friends wouldn't have to sleep on the street, and they sleep in his hotel, and they were fans. And he would do these things for people all the time. And like Manson is the type of guy that he's been doing charity for a long time. People don't know about this because he's not Angelina Jolie. He doesn't go like, oh, I do this or that. He doesn't talk about it. But I'll tell you right now what he's been doing, because I actually looked into that. Because I was wondering, I'm like, well, I wondered if he ever did anything like that, besides what we know about him giving somebody else his hotel room and he's sleeping in the tour bus, or him just like the typical nice things, but I think he actually done things that can be proven, and this will prove, to his character that he is not the big bad wolf, right? Hold on. Oh shoot, that's a Billy Corgan just pop out. I don't know where. There's a lot of good things, like the things that Courtney Love said about him, that Manson pretty much saved her and gave her a place to sleep, and gave her everything, and share his lawyers with her and everything she needed because she was gonna die. And she's not getting paid to say that. Courtney Love said that like back in 2020, before all this happened. So, I mean, I'm trying to go back to it. I'm sorry. I'm slow. I'm a slow book. Oh yeah. There's another thing on Evan Richard Wood that I want to touch on, and it's ridiculous on her how isolated she was, because I have an article and pictures of her with her dad and her brother in North Carolina in 2009. She has the ring on her finger. So they were together. Even if they were taking a break, they were still together. She has the ring on her freaking finger. And she's with her dad and her brother rehearsing Romeo and Juliet, their play, in North Carolina. That's a lot, right? For somebody who is isolated and not able to talk to her family, or to, he bugged my phone. Remember, she said on the declaration that he gave her a phone as a gift, but the phone was bugged. And then he always knew where she was, and he hacked her Facebook, so she would not be able to talk to her family even through Facebook. Okay, well, now Evan was doing a play, Romeo and Juliet, with her dad and brother, which are both come from the theater background, in North Carolina, not even in LA, in North Carolina. So for like a chunk of time. I think the fact that they pop with this whole like, oh, let's just use the ruling from the UK now is very obvious, because he's been trying to sue the people in the Washington, not the Washington Post, but what you call it, ACLU, right? And seeing, well, who actually wrote the Washington Post article, Amber, somebody else, or Amber and somebody else. So Johnny's been trying to sue them for that. And it's kind of really strange that the more he's pushing for that, now something pops up today saying, well, we might just use that ruling from the UK. We adopted, I hate that word. We adopted, and then we dismiss Virginia. And just now they're because I feel like they're feeling the heat. They're feeling they're in trouble. So they just don't know. It's like Amber's lawyers are like throwing tantrums like a little toddler, like a little kid. That you say no when they ask you for candy. Oh, but come on, candy, I want candy. I feel like that's Amber. That's what she does. And I'm jumping up and down on Manson and Depp, because there's not. The only difference is that the gold digging in Amber's case, a bunch of money, $7 million, is way more than what the Manson women are asking, I think. We don't know the amount, but it's probably not as much as $7 million. So it's a little bit of a different, it's different. The only difference, because they were married, whatever, $1 million, but actually the victim mentality and what they're doing, and what they're doing to people in the cancel culture, and what they're doing to men is exactly the same thing. I mean, Manson has at least 12 or 13 girls against him, women, and Johnny has one, right? But he has one that is like, Countess is like freaking many. But it's almost, it's all the same. Even if it's a completely different, you got Manson with drugs, and the groupies, and the people that say that he abused them when they were, 17 back in the 90s. You got some weird stuff like that. And nothing like that comes from Johnny. Johnny has like a clean past. I believe Manson has a clean past too, because I don't judge Manson for the way he looks or for his lyrics. They are messed up, right? And that's because he's a good artist. He can write good stuff, and even if it's sad or messed up, but he can still make it good. That's art. So I don't judge people based on that, but a lot of people in America, especially, because remember, this is the same Manson that was accused of brainwashing kids into shooting people in schools. And he was not even he was not allowed to play in Oklahoma, Texas. There was at least 4 states. I know it's not a lot, but at least it was 4 states that he was not allowed to tour. And during Antichrist Superstar, and during Mechanical Animals tour, he couldn't go to those states. I know you'll think, well, he doesn't need to. He has so much money, but it's a matter of like pride. Like, why I go here, but I cannot go to this. I cannot cross this state line. No, because he will get arrested from doing nothing. Oh, the spitting. Want to talk about the spitting? Yeah, spitting is fun. Oh yeah. Okay. Another thing that I was just thinking about Amber's. I'm not talking about Amber's mom because she passed away. So I'm not going to be such a gross, disgusting person and talk about her mom. But I'm going to talk about her dad. I don't like her dad. I didn't like her dad even when Johnny and her were together, and I don't like his dad now, and I didn't like his dad 2 years ago, and I'm not gonna like her dad. Her dad is like that type of guy, like, oh, like he's all macho and from Texas, and nothing wrong against Texas. Okay, I love me some Texans, but I'm saying he has this whole like horse and the gun rifle thing, and it's really strange that she's such a feminist and she's such a liberal and such a feminist and such a person that wants equality, and she was raised with this guy that she said many times that he beat her mom and he yelled at her mom and he emotionally abused her mom and Whitney, her sister, and herself, and she adores him, and it's just sick. I mean, I don't know, I don't have a dad like that, so I don't know, but she's such a feminist, she's so bisexual, she's so open-minded, but she was raised on the farm pretty much. So it makes you think maybe she's doing the Evan Richard Wood. Like she's just just being the opposite of what her parents are, being rebellious and just doing things just to get your parents' attention and just to be edgy in Hollywood. That's exactly why Evan Richard Wood not became, because she was always bisexual probably. So who knows? But why she started talking about it? She started talking about it because she was irrelevant. Before she got the role on Westworld, the HBO TV show, she was irrelevant. She was not doing nothing. She was making little independent movies here and there. And she was making music. And she would go to a club and DJ for like a couple hours and get paid. That was Emma Richard Wood a few years ago. It's pretty sad. Before Westworld, okay? And that's when she started going with the whole, oh, I know now, I realize I'm bisexual. Oh, okay. In a lot of those interviews, she even thanked Manson for opening her mind. Anyway, so I feel like Amber did the same thing. She comes from a very country, southern country family, and very tight. And the dad is a drunk. The dad is an abuser. I'm not going to say nothing about the mom. And she just becomes, and then she becomes that. But also she's like a feminist and she wants to live in the city. She's not from the country anymore. Now she's a city girl. She's a feminist, but she's still a drunk and an abuser, just like her dad. And I'm not afraid of saying this. I don't give a fuck because we know she is. So there was something back in the day about her dad, correct me if I'm wrong, about her dad saying that he will kill Johnny. Something like that. Like people will talk as a way of saying like, oh my God, if somebody doesn't do my daughter, I'm gonna freaking kill them. I say that stuff all the time. I probably won't kill anybody, but sometimes we say that stuff. But I don't know if Amber's dad was just like talking smack and just being like trying to just from his ego and from his his horse and his rifle. If it's just a pose, if it's just like a facade, like it's fake, or for real, he meant that he would shoot the guy. Like, please help me, because I don't know in my life. I don't know people like that, like Amber's dad. So I don't know if it's a whole If a lot of it is just machismo and just being fake, or it's true, or the guy would just shoot you. Like seriously, I tend to believe that people that shoot people, they usually don't say they're gonna shoot people. It just happens, so they just do it. But Amber's dad was just saying some weird stuff um, back in the day about how he was going to. He said, "My baby girl," something like. I need to read it. I can't find it. Hold on. He said something about Johnny's ruining my baby girl. Okay, my baby girl's career and blah 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 blah. And he did say those things, but probably because he was being fed what Amber was telling him. So just like the media is being fed, just like TMZ is being fed from Amber, and they got the video at the end because they want to show you what they want to show you. So her dad saying, I'm gonna shoot Johnny if I see him because he's ruining my baby girl's career. It's not that far-fetched if you think about that. All her dad knows at the time was what Amber was telling him, and Amber was texting pictures. Like she's such a snake. Snakes are beautiful, actually. So I'm not gonna. She's such a pig that she will text her mom, because I'm seeing that on the line. Somebody else has a YouTube channel that they did that. The timeline of the text messages, and that in May, and she will text her mom these pictures of herself. I mean, like I imagine, like I won't do that to even my best friends. Like maybe I will after I made a police report, and I will say, "Can you just take me to the police station? This happened," and I will tell them. But texting people in the middle of the night when you know they cannot do nothing about it, just to mess with their mind and get them really worried about you, because that's what you want. You want a lot of attention, and you want people to be worried, right? She was doing that. She was texting her mom the pictures of her nose, of her cheek, whatever. And the message from her mom was like, "Oh my God, are you okay, honey? Are you okay?" But even after that, the mom was still nice to Johnny. And the messages from the mom and from the dad after the "I'm going to kill him" thing were like, "We love you, son. We're sorry that didn't work out for you guys, but we always love you." That's what I heard. And I actually saw it in a different channel, and I believe it. But before all that happened, around 2016, her dad said that he will hurt Johnny if Johnny keeps messing with his baby girl's career. But, okay, hold on. This is taking me forever. Well, she said in the past that he was violent towards her mom and Whitney, her sister, and towards her when she was a little kid. Not only violent, but also he was a drunk. He probably still a drunk. Yeah. And for her to just side with him because, okay, it's your dad, but at the same time end up with a guy like Johnny that is not violent at all, but he does drink, or he used to drink a lot. Maybe he doesn't anymore. It's not my business what people do with their body, drugs, alcohol. I don't talk about that. But she ended up with a guy that is super calm and chill, the opposite of her dad. And then she ended up being the abuser. So she just like her dad, and she just learned from the best. I think like this seems like she learned from the best. And then Johnny is becoming her mom, which was the person who was being abused when she was a kid. Because she doesn't say that her mom and her dad were yanking her around. She said it's just her dad abusing her in that sense, and her and Whitney. And then her mom she would just take it and say, "Okay, it's okay. Your dad is just having a moment." A lot of women do that, and that's very sad. But what's worse is that now she's playing the part of her dad, and she was cutting Johnny's finger and putting I don't want to laugh. I'm sorry, and putting cigarettes on his cheek. So Amber, you become your dad. It's pretty sad. And always boozing on the wine and posting pictures with wine and videos with wine on Instagram. It's all about the wine. I'm like, my God. Okay, here it is. She said that he said that Johnny makes my dad looks like a no. She said, yeah. She said Johnny makes my dad look like a saint when he falls off the wagon. The struggle with alcohol and drug abuse his whole life. I'm reading it, but my computer's messing up. He's an addict, an alcoholic. He was very violent, but I love him very much. There's Amber talking about her dad. This is before 2015. She would just say this like an interview and stuff. Someone to talk to whom I understand first what it was. That's what she texts her mom. That's what she texts her mom, the pictures of her bruises, and worry her mom in the middle of the night because she wanted somebody to talk to. Like she doesn't have a lot of freaking friends to talk to, right? But she had to text her mom. Her mom wasn't even in the same state, and worry her because she needed to know what to do from somebody who was abused firsthand. That is so manipulative and insane and cruel to do to your mom or to anybody who cannot really actually help in you. But you worry them and you make them think and put ideas in their head. She said, my father was violent to my mother growing up. They love each other, but he was very violent to her until the end, until she passed away. Okay. That's horrible. This is Amber saying this, like, on interviews and stuff, without talking about Johnny, just her. Like, and every time she goes to a talk show, she goes from like, oh my God, poor me, and then totally psychotic, making bad jokes. I don't know anymore how she does that. So then she will say, it's okay, Mom, he's not being violent with me. He's just being himself. She will say that about Johnny. But what's interesting is that that's what she said that her mom will say about her dad. Well, her dad was getting drunk and beating people up or yanking them around. I don't know exactly what happened. So see how it's like she just became what she hated the most. And sometimes that happens a lot, like bullies. There are bullies now, but you're like, well, what's your story? What happened to you? Well, I was bullied. I was bullied and I became the bully. And not me, but I was just bullied and I didn't become the bully. But a lot of the times it happens. So it seems like she just became her dad and just attacking the easy prey, which is Johnny, I guess, because he's a very gentle, kind soul, kind of like her mom was, and very passive in a way. Not stupid. Passive doesn't mean stupid. Passive, like you're choosing your battles. You're like, no, I'm not gonna fight with you today. I'm just gonna read my book, drink my wine, smoke my cigarette. And that's what made these people like her tick. And that's when they go crazy, when you don't feed it. So probably her dad was like that. And now she's like that. Raging in general, a lot of rage and a lot of anger. I don't even know if she was ever did an anger management class. She should have. She said, I felt safe to tell my mother about Johnny, but I didn't know how my dad would react. I had never been in this situation before, and I didn't know if he would react violently to Johnny. Amber, yes, you knew. Yes, you knew. See, that's the thing. If you know your dad has guns, and he's the type of guy who's always talking about guns, who's always talking about beating people's butt or whatever, and you're saying, oh, I didn't know how he would have reacted. Yes, you knew. Yes, you knew. Come on now. I'm just trying to pass the things so I can keep reading. She's also right about her father because recently he has been, this is from 2021, yeah, aggressive towards Johnny Depp. And there's a situation, but before we start, make sure we hit the blah, 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 blah. Okay, there was a situation. I hate when they don't just say when. Situation could be 2014 or it could be 2017. But it was a situation that Amber's dad was kind of buzzed and drunk and said, like, my 45 is going to meet Johnny's face or something like that. But I think that's kind of humorous. I don't know if that's considered a death threat or it's just an old man drunk saying shit. I'm not trying to defend the man. I'm saying that a lot of people just get stupid and they get so full of themselves when they drink. And he seems like that type of guy. And he's used to abusing women his whole life, wife and 2 daughters. Then he probably thinks he's like hot shit. So him saying that he's just gonna hit somebody or shoot somebody, um, maybe he said it when he was like he was buzzed. I don't know. But he did said it. He said it, and then he sent a bunch of texts to Johnny saying, "We love you, son. We will always love you. You know, you can always come to us if you need to." So it seems like the dad is as crazy bananas as she is, because he went from like, "I'm gonna get Johnny with my 45 rifle," to, because this is what we do in Texas or something like that, to, "We love you, son. I'm sorry that didn't work out, but you can come and ask for anything if you need to come over." That's Amber's dad. That's the person she grew up with. And I'm not trying to defend her, but I'm just trying to, like, my God, I'm just trying. I can't put myself in her shoes. Eesh, yucks. I won't. But there's something to that. A lot of people that were abused, it's not even a sexual thing, abused emotionally and physically by parents that were drug addicts, alcoholics, they end up doing the same thing. And the messed up part is that she doesn't even know that she's doing it. Now she knows. Now she's doing it on purpose. But probably in the beginning, she don't know. I don't know if she was actually like consistent with her violence. I don't know if she knew what she was doing. I think she catch up really quick and start doing things on purpose, out of malice and plot and plan things against Johnny. But in the beginning, just like I was saying with her ex-girlfriend that she was arrested for domestic violence, Amber probably just thought, well, this is what my dad did, so my mom took it, so now my boyfriend or my girlfriend or my husband is going to have to take it. It's a bit of that. It's sick, but that's kind of how humans sometimes behave when it comes to parents. And I don't, but a lot of people do. So he said, "Oh, men from Texas carry a 45 rifle." He said something like that. I don't take him too serious. Because Johnny was ruining his baby girl. I can't, just call Amber baby girl. But I guess he's a dad, I guess, and she seems like a daddy's girl. Amber's dad was mad because there was a 10% of the money that he was gonna get. He was gonna produce something or something, and because of Johnny's legal problems with Amber, he was not gonna get that 10%. So the dude was pissed off. That's what type of dad is that? But I'm telling you, his mental health was not okay, because he went from that to "we love you, son." So I don't understand that. This is the text. He sent that he was her saying. He didn't send this text to Johnny, but this is what Amber father said. "That effing piece of is effing me too, because I'm supposed to get 10% of the money, and without that I can produce the movie." I can just hear with his accent inside my head. "And I was gonna make it. He's ruining my baby girl's career and blackmailing her, father her, not blackmailing her in Hollywood. So that effing piece of is effing me too, because I'm supposed to get 10%. He's ruining my baby girl's career." Your baby girl is a freaking insane, abusive, violent psychopath that has to like take like 10 pills every day just to calm the hell down. That's not your baby girl. It's not like an innocent little naive, little helpless woman, all right? So he said that once that I know of. And the thing about the 45 rifle, like men from Texas carry 45s, which is not. I know people that live in Texas. Not everybody in Texas carry rifles. That's just a cliche. So then he said this. He says, "When I get to him, I'm going to beat the S out of him. I am from Texas, and men from Texas carry 45s, and Johnny is going to meet the effing end of mine." He sounds like a character from like a Quentin Tarantino movie. This is not bad. This is like years and years ago. So I guess he changed since then. He probably sobered up or something. But I'm going to beat the S out of him because I'm from Texas. And men from Texas carry 45s, and Johnny is going to meet the effing end of my 45 rifle. Get it? So kill him. That is a death threat. I don't care if you were drinking moonshine and you were out of your mind, you dropped from your horse and you were drunk. That's a death threat right there, right? What do you think? It is. Ah, it's almost embarrassing. If that was my dad or my grandpa, it's so embarrassing. But if you see the pattern of how entitled this guy is, of to like, oh, I'm gonna my 45 rifle and all that. That's kind of how Amber is. It's not that much. It's not so far fetched that she would just end being just like her dad. Jeez. Oh, because I wanted to say something else about Amber and her uh, violent ways and her freaking insanity. And she needs anger management classes, but she also needs a good therapist. And good therapists are hard to find because you can get a therapist that's gonna kiss your butt, but she needs a therapist that is gonna say to her, "Listen, listen, Linda, you have this, and that, and you need to work on this, and that." Until that happens, and people keep kissing her butt, and she has like a fan club in Italy, and she has a lot of people that love her in Japan, and she has like 90% of Hollywood on her side. It's sad. I hate to say this, but she does. Um, until something happens that somebody goes, hey, she's not going to change. And I believe that people can change. I don't think that she's completely broken forever, but she's not going to change. And the more she wins, the more winnings she gets, money or the cases, or if she's able to dismiss Virginia, she is going to get so over her head that she's going to be able to do anything. It's not going to happen. They're not going to dismiss Virginia, are they? No. No. I'm really just scared of that. And that is, to me, is a death threat. Even if he was playing it on the Texas thing, and then he said, well, maybe not, but maybe I'm just going to shove my whiskey bottle up his ASS. So then he said, well, maybe not the rifle, but maybe I shove my whiskey bottle. So you can tell the guy was out of his mind when he said all this stuff. And you can see his pictures. He's just so. Then there's another person. Do you guys remember the mechanic? The name was David Sokolsky, something like that. I'm trying to find his decoration. I can't find it for the love of me. I found everybody but his. The guy who was working on her car, on her Mustang, and saying that she went completely crazy and started sending him death threats because he wouldn't give her the deal that she was trying to get to repair her car. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find it. When I find it, I'm just gonna make another video because that is it's a whole beast altogether. That poor guy, I feel bad for him. And also, it's kind of crappy because at the same time, remember when Amber said that Johnny was not letting her drive? Johnny stopped me from working. Johnny stopped me from driving. And then there's pictures of her in videos on Instagram, but mostly pictures of her going to Coachella, driving her Mustang with her girlfriends in the back. And Johnny was not allowing her to drive. Not only that, but now there's a whole document with this mechanic gentleman, that he was working on her car. She was driving. Johnny never stopped her from driving. He was working on her car, and she was being hostile because he wasn't giving her the deal that she thought. Because not only she's crazy, but also she's cheap, which is very sad. Because there's people that are just nuts, but they're not cheap. She's cheap. And she wanted this deal, and she was not getting it. So she started getting at the mechanic guy, and they were in the parking lot, so nobody can hear it. Nobody heard it. But the guy testified in the UK. His name is David Sokolsky, something like that. David something. I'm so bad with names. So that's another person, and she was acting just like her dad, just like a bully. But also, the guy was working on her car. So she was driving her car. Like, so she went around saying that for a whole year, she didn't drive and she didn't work for like 2 years. And it's all BS. I mean, I don't know about the work. If she didn't work, it's not Johnny's fault. If she was not getting, movie deals, it's not because of Johnny, it's because she sucks. The final phone conversation I had with her was very unpleasant. Yeah, I'm going to do another video on this guy. Yeah, he has really good points on how he was treated. And they were in the car by themselves, if you guys know what I'm talking about, in the parking lot. and she didn't get what she wanted from him. So then she just exploded and started screaming at the guy. He's a mechanic. Uh, and he's been Johnny's mechanic for like, I don't know, 20 years, 30 years, probably something like that. Because people that work for Johnny, they kind of stay with Johnny for a while. You notice that? Just like with Manson, working for Manson for 25 years, working for Manson for 20 years. That's why these people, they can keep relationships like that, working relationships for a long time, because they're good people. Otherwise, you're not able to keep it stable like that if you were an asshole. They're not assholes, both of them. So this guy been working for Johnny, fixing Johnny's cars and Johnny's motorcycles and all that for about 2 decades. And he met the crazy Amber in the parking lot, trying to the audio, the radio of her Mustang. Oh my God, she couldn't listen to her music. Isn't this stupid? And she didn't get what she wanted it from him, so she started yelling at him, and she was calling him the mother of word, and screaming at the guy. When I find it, I'm gonna post it, because somewhere out there in Nick Wally's website, where you can see all the statements and you can download it to your computer or whatever. And I found all of them, but I have not found the one from the mechanic. Sounds like borderline personality disorder. Sounds like somebody said to me, "Oh yeah, yeah. Are you still there? Whoever says borderline personality disorder, you still there? Because I have a funny story with that. Well, some other day I tell my story with people with borderline personality disorder. I don't want to diagnose her, but let's put it this way, she meets the criteria big time. She meets the criteria big time, because I was in a relationship with somebody who had that. Maybe it's different in men and women. Probably it's a little bit more in women than in guys. It's a little bit more intense. But oh my God, you do not know difficult until you are involved with somebody who has BPD. Because the problem with borderline personality disorder, see, now I'm just gonna start talking about this. This is like work now. This is the thing. This disabilities are like learning disorders. They're like, my son has autism and ADD and hypersness, all that. Those are learning disabilities. Then you have the mood disorders, which is depression, bipolar, all the stuff that the regular folks can have, and then you have the personality ones. Personality disorders are really I won't say impossible, but it's very hard to treat that, because it's in the core of what the person is. Borderline, it's like the personality isn't there. So it goes like this. It's borderline is a cluster. A cluster, you call it when there's like more than two. Okay, so there's narcissistic, antisocial, and borderline. And those are like the dark traits. Those are like the ones that you don't want to mess with. And even for people in the field that trying to help people that have that, it's really hard, because they're narcissistic. They have this level of, they have this ego that make them think they don't have to take medication. They don't have to, like a person who has bipolar or a person who has depression is not going to tell you. Sometimes they will, but it's not going to tell you every day that they're better than anybody else. They're like, yeah, well, I admit it. I have depression. I have anxiety. I got to take its meds. But somebody with borderline, because the idea of themselves is so high, they don't want to take their meds. They don't want to go to therapy. The person I was with will say to me, oh, the therapy is for the weak. He was too strong to go to therapy. And I was like, no, just go. But they have an idea of themselves that is usually so delusional. What's interesting about borderlines is that also they can go from this idea, they put themselves on a pedestal, right? And then something happens and something triggers it. And I don't know, it could be anything. And it's usually abuse. And they go down to feeling like they are the scum of the earth. And that's why they self-harm. And that's why they do drugs. And that's why they have they reckless behaviors. Like you see Amber driving, drinking and driving and just doing reckless stuff and having a bunch of sexual partners and not having control over what she does with her with her heart and who she gets involved with. And I do think that she self-harms. I was not going to talk about this, but I am going to, because not only I saw scars on her arms, they look like self-harm because I can tell those. And she said those scars were from the hostage situation, and when Johnny dropped it on the floor and there was glass all over the floor and she got cut. But the problem with that is that if she got cut, she will be cut, right? From a fight. And so it will be just spiky things everywhere. And not it won't. So she has these three things. I know, I feel like I'm at work. Okay. She has these three things like that, right? Not that visible, right? But on this thing. And there's pictures of her and videos of her from movie premieres from the 2011, 2012, before she was with Johnny. She's not even hiding it. That she's doing this with her hand, or she's saying hi, whatever, and you can see them. There's 3 lines. Go look. There's 3 lines on her arm. This doesn't make her a bad person. This is what I'm not trying to even judge on that. But that's another thing, that just the fact that she used that, something that she does to herself, or it was done, maybe she did it when she was younger, doesn't matter. To blame him for that, something that she does to herself, is pretty messed up. And I remember in the deposition, they asked her if she self-harmed, and she said, no, I never done that. Johnny does that. And that's a very borderline thing to do too, to kind of be like, no, I never did. Even if you have the scars right there, like, oh no, I don't have a problem with alcohol. He does. It's always about the other person. There's no, it's almost like with Evan Rachel Wood, it's the same thing. They're not accountable for anything. This lack of responsibility, they have nothing else was their fault, nothing. All this stuff happens in the world and they just have nothing to do with it. It's not their fault. They don't create the world, because I believe that we create, right? I'm here, sitting here, I made my coffee, right? And I'm sitting here talking, right? I created this that's happening right now. People like Eva Rocha Wood, Esme Bianco, Ashley's, and the biggest of all, Amber, they have this victim mentality and they don't believe they created. They're like, oh, well, this happened to me and poor me. And this happened to me. But you were in a situation. So you wanted to be with Manson. You wanted to be with Johnny. Well, you wanted to drink. Nobody forced cocaine or alcohol to you in your system, right? But there's no sense of responsibility. I had never heard Amber. Maybe you guys did. I never heard Amber taking, oh yeah. The only time that she admitted that she hurt him in her deposition, and that one that she's eating the cookies while they're asking her. They're like, did you ever physically hurt Mr. Depp? And she's like, no. She does this with her head, and she said no. And then she starts eating the cookies. Nobody eats in court. Like, you can be the president of the United States, I'm not going to let you eat in court. I don't know how she got to eat in court, but whatever. She's eating these cookies or whatever, right? And the only time that she admitted to hit Johnny, because she said that she had to protect her little sister. I don't know if you guys remember that, where she said, like, I have to get in between Johnny and my little sister, my baby sister. Yeah. When your sister is like 25 and you are like 30, that's not your baby sister. That's just your sister. But she was like, I had to defend my baby sister from Johnny, right? And that's the only time that she admit to something. So see, she admits to it only when her butt is on fire, pretty much. Until that moment, she's not going to admit to it. And that is what personality, these people do. This is what they do. And I am not saying that it's incurable or that she's always going to be this way. I believe that everybody can change. And I believe that even Amber can change. But it's not going to be tomorrow, and it might be in 20 years. Something might have to happen to her in order for her to like get some type of wake up call. Call it jail, call it somebody passing away or somebody losing all her money. Something has to happen that she can go like, oh shoot, I need help. And not because we're saying it on YouTube, and not because TMZ is saying it. She really needs to change, but not, she wants to change. She doesn't want to change. Even this shows you, this was filed today, the thing with Virginia, that she doesn't want to change, that she's taking no responsibility for it still. She's saying we need to use the UK ruling. She's not saying that. Her lawyer is saying we can use the UK ruling. That shows you there's like they don't even want to go to Virginia. That's a lack of just like, not only, I mean, like really, she's so irresponsible. And that's part of the disorder that she might have. And also the problem with people like her and like Evan Rachel Wood, and I think they're pretty much alike, is that they exonerate themselves so much. They think they are this shit. Seriously. Like when Evan Rachel Wood came out saying she was bisexual. And I was like, okay. And I'm not. And you what? Oh, you're a single mom. I'm a single mom. Do I'm gonna get any awards for that? Like, where's my event? Where's my signing autographs thing for being a single mom or for being straight? Since when being bisexual, being gay, or being straight makes you some type of better person? But Evan was banking on that, and what's her face? Amber was also banking on that. They were both milking the whole LGBT community thing. And I have friends that are gay and they hate them. I have a friend the other day, he goes like, oh no, like, because I mentioned something about making a video on Amber and Evan, and my friend goes, and he's like gay, right? He goes, oh no, those two witches, they don't, because if you're really into that community and you really know who you are, you're not milking it. You're not out there just saying it to the world so you can just be on TV, or you can just maybe get in a commercial, or maybe get a cosmetics freaking commercial or something because you're bi. If you really know who you are, you don't need to announce it constantly. So they have no personality. That's what I'm saying. It's a lack of. They're like imagine Evan and Amber just being an empty, slate completely. So it's a blank board. Also, another thing with those two is that Amber kind of mimics the person she is with. Evan mimics the person she is with. There's pictures of Evan all over the internet. That knows, she probably thinks the stuff disappears. Nothing disappears. Not this either. Nothing ever disappears from the internet unless you really, nothing. Even politicians cannot make stuff disappear. There's pictures of Evan when she was with her ex-girlfriend, and she looked just like her girlfriend. She was with Jamie Bell. Jamie Bell was that's the guy that she had a kid with. And he was kind of more bohemian, so she looked bohemian. Then she was with Manson. Manson didn't force her to wear that. She was wearing that because that was a cool, cute look on her. And she was pale, and then she was doing the Manson thing. And then she was with this DJ, I think, I don't remember the name, but he has bleach hair to one side, and like the end of the hair is like green or blue. And she did what? She cut her hair, put it on one side, and bleached it. Evan doesn't know who the hell she is. And I feel with Amber, it's the same thing. Amber, when she was with Johnny, did you guys notice that before Johnny, she was pretty much like country girl, like pretty, beautiful. But she was a lot of makeup and, beauty queen thing. And then she got with Johnny, and she started wearing a bunch of necklaces and a bunch of rings and the hat. And then she started talking about poetry, and she wasn't wearing so much makeup anymore, and she was more bohemian. And so she mimics the person she is with. It's very dangerous. People like that are very dangerous. And then after that, she was with Elon Musk, and she got glamorous again. And she's wearing red dresses and glittery stuff and a lot of red lipstick. And when she was with Johnny, unless she was working on TV shows and stuff, when she was with Johnny out and about, the paparazzi will take pictures of them. She looked like him, but she wishes she was trying to mimic his appearance. And this is what they do. It's crazy. What did you say? Psychopath. Yeah, I don't think she is a sociopath. Okay, I think she's a psychopath, which is different, and I think she is a narcissist. And I know some they recover, and I know some they were really bad, and now in the recover they work really hard on themselves, and it's possible. I will have to quit my job if I think that people can't change. I have to believe that people can change. That's why when I make these little videos, I am not trying to. I mean, I keep smiling and laughing because it's a nervous thing that I do. But when I talk about Esme Bianco, Evan, Ashley Morgan, and I talk about the bondage and the girls getting tied up and complaining afterwards, I am not making fun of anybody. I'm just. It's really hard for me to believe that all these women, because when you're 19, you might be kind of dumb, but you are already a woman at 19. Sorry, it's just, you are dumb because our brains don't develop until we're like 24. So 19 and working in Hollywood, yeah, you're a brat really, but you're a legal age. So Evan lied about that. She lied about her age. She lied about the way they met. She lied about the drugs. Um, People in LA said that she was called her nickname was Snowflake. Yeah, that's what you're thinking, right? Because she would just like have the drugs on her for Manson and such band members, whatever, because nobody will expect it from her. And nobody will ask her anything because she's such a good girl. So her nickname was Snowflake. These are things that I say, but that I can't prove. So it's like we can sit here and say, oh, well, this and that. But there's things that are proved. Like there's pictures of Evan tied up to a chair for a photo shoot. Okay, back in 2009. Terry Richardson is the photographer, and he tied her up. He's known for doing silly stuff like that. It's not bloody or anything. She just tied up. It's very vintage looking. She's like tied up and kind of like, right? Do you think somebody who was just getting abused and just getting tied up and electrified, like she said that the Manson electrocuted her and tied her up and gagged her and all that, do you think she's going to be making a photo shoot like doing that? No, but she did. So I think all these women think that if they got the public, they get all of us. And no, you might get TMZ, but you're not going to get me, and you're not going to get a lot of people that a lot of people on YouTube are using their brains. So, and I'm not going to sit here and say that I believe you just because you have a mental disorder and because I'm supposed to feel bad for you because you have some type of fake bruise or real bruise because maybe you got somebody to punch you. Or you did it yourself because they are that crazy. And I'm not going to feel sorry because you just happen to be a woman. To me, what? It's just like I don't think that she's more important because she's bisexual. So she's not believable. She's not more believable because she's a woman. None of those people. I'm already name all of them, right? And I don't know about the other ones, but Evan and Amber are very much have the same lack of personality. That's what they mimic the people they're with. That's what they're. What she was with Elon Musk. She got more blonde. She was wearing red dresses. When she was with Johnny, she was more bohemian. And my God, and this is like, that is not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. And Evan did the same thing. I made a video about Evan. I've been like a 2-hour video about Evan Rachel Wood and just about her and her heart-shaped glasses obsession, and how she's been reading Lolita and she's been dressing as a schoolgirl and having heart-shaped glasses collection since she was 14 years old. And she said this in magazines and she thought that was going to go away. Just type it on Google. Put Evan Rachel Wood heart-shaped glasses. And yeah, you're going to get some videos and you're going to get some of the Manson stuff, but she's been collecting glasses like that, and she's been wearing the schoolgirl outfit thing and that type of look since she was 14. And he didn't met her until she was 18. So yeah, and I made a whole video about that, about how her lack of personality is just, she doesn't know who the hell she is. And I think Amber's the same way. And that's why they need to be a victim, because they need to feel important. Like the villain, like there's that video on Manson that I usually play sometimes at the end or at the beginning, that he says about how he always felt like the villain because the villain is the most interesting character, and the villain is the one that brings chaos and brings change. And the heroes, it might be kind of, they might get all the money, they might get all the audience, they might get all the, oh my God, they might get all the girls because they're heroes, but the villains are the ones that bring the change. And that's how I feel about Manson. It's easy to paint him as a villain because you had to point the fingers on somebody. It's really easy to see this as these women are so helpless, and there's no way, they have no say in all this. And when it comes to it make us look really bad, because Amber and Evan and Esme Bianco and Ashley and all these people, the Manson people and the Johnny people, make us not feel, I don't feel like them, but they make us look weak. It's like you have no control over it. Like I don't know what you think was going to happen when you became Marilyn Manson's girlfriend. You think that he was going to have like a little pink, a pink canopy bed with a bunch of like Hello Kitties around or something? No, he's Manson. He's black walls. What is surprised about him having black walls? I wish I had black walls. That would be awesome. It would be like, it would cool the place down in the summer. So they're just like stuff like that. They are it's so petty and it's so silly. That's why I just don't believe anything they say anymore. Like I said in the beginning, I used to believe Amber. I used to believe Evan Rachel Wood. I did. I felt bad that I have to say it. I did. For about a whole year, I did. Until I read Rose McGowan's book. And I'm like, wait, Rose McGowan started the Me Too movement. And she was also engaged to Manson. And she has nothing but beautiful things to say about him. So I'm like, then it's just Evan. And then the other ones that start popping. And don't get me started with their mental health. Esme Bianco was a bondage fetish model before she met Manson. And while she met Manson in a music video, and she was introduced to Manson by Manson's ex-wife, Dita Von Teese. And very much into the pin-up thing and the latex and wearing leather or latex and just the whips and all that. And it can be silly, but also it can be not silly. So there's pictures of Esme. All you gotta do is just go on Google, put Esme Bianco 51. Don't do it now. Or just go on Google and put Esme Bianco fetish model, or put Esme Bianco torture garden. The Torture Garden is a place in the UK, which is a club. The name is Torture Garden, and they don't torture people, but it's for people that have that type of tendencies and the people that like to get kinky or whatever. You can go there, and it's a safe space to get spanked or I'm not judging. I think it's great that people have a club, they can do that. They don't have to do it at home. They don't have to do it on the street, or they can do it on the club. It's called Torture Garden. And Esme was working there. And Esme, there's like pictures of Esme. I can't post this, but there's an Instagram page that is awesome. And he posted pictures of Esme with a paddle spanking a girl on the butt from like 2007 or 8 or something like that. And that's the woman that says that she didn't know that Manson was into the ropes and she didn't know she was going to be tied up. Yeah. It's almost like Amber Heard saying that she didn't know that Johnny had a drug problem. She didn't know that Johnny liked drinking or, smoking cigars. I mean, like, we all know that. Like, wait, I feel like the more you act like you don't know something, the more stupid you look. And the last thing that I wanted to say was, I made a video about it last night. It's 30 minutes. You don't have to watch me blabbing for 2 hours, and I don't have to waste your time for 2 hours. It's only 30 minutes. And I made a video about the woman that claims the Manson spit on her arm and on her camera, and she's suing him, and she's suing him for $35,000. So right now there's a warrant for his arrest. It's not going to happen. He's not going to get arrested, but this is to show you how they need to grab on somebody, and they're going to grab on the weird, creative, eccentric people. She pretty much saying that 2019 Manson was and she didn't research anything, and she's saying that he spit on her camera. There's no proof that he really spit on her camera. There's a little video that you see a camera and a spit going into, but I don't know if it was close to her face or not. The whole thing is stupid. And Manson's lawyer said that the reason they never did anything with it is because she never filed properly. She filed and then she didn't present the proof or evidence. So then the cops didn't pay attention to it. So Manson lawyers didn't pay attention to it either. But now that everybody's on him, she just shows up, post a thing on Facebook about how she was in so much distress because Manson spit on her camera. And like I was saying on my other video, there's only 30 minutes about the spitting. And I said, Jim Morrison spit, Jimi Hendrix spit, Mick Jagger from the Rolling Stones, he spit. There's a lot of rock stars in the 80s and the 90s, they spit. Imagine to go to a concert in the 90s and complain because somebody broke a guitar next to you and a little piece of the guitar got on your face. This is so it's silly. It's very silly. Yeah, nobody will say to Kurt Cobain or to Courtney Love or anybody from the 90s, oh my God, you broke that guitar and a little bit of that piece of the guitar into my face. Oh my God. No, as Madonna will say, Madonna has this line. She said, "The life is not hard. People are just too soft." I think that's it. Life is not so hard. People are too soft. These days, I think the feminists back in the day, they will laugh. They will laugh at these girls. They'll be like, "Oh, so he hold the AC at 65 degrees, so he didn't let you sleep. Oh, poor you." Like they will. The real feminists of back in the day, they went through so much shit, and I admire a lot of them. Some don't, some I do. They will laugh. They will just be like, "Really, Amber? Really? Like, really, Evan? Like, seriously? Oh, okay. So he didn't feed you for like a weekend, or he gave you some cocaine." Oh, like it's just silly. It's really silly. There's not much difference between the spit and the tying up and the spanking and the, oh, he bit her ear. I don't know. The rules, the problem with that, with that type of interaction, which is in the line of like kinky and bondage and dark and silly, is really, really about making deals with the other person. So I don't believe it for a second that Manson was raping all these people and punching all these people in the face and having all these people around. And while he be doing this torture on these girls with all the people around him, they never really ask that question to themselves. Why would he be doing that with his manager, band members there, and he's doing this to these girls? Why? He would just get everybody out and tell them to go away for a week, and then he would do whatever he wants. He was doing all this stuff to this woman with people around. No, he wasn't doing it. That's the thing. The only one thing that Manson has that I think his downfall was that he trusts people too much, and he was too nice, just like Johnny. Too nice and too like, oh yeah, come over, just take over my penthouses. You can live here for free, my penthouse. And Manson was the same way. He got everybody in his apartment, and people took advantage of it. People took pictures of him. People stole stuff from him. They got into his computer. But it's because he trusts people too much. And I'm not saying he deserves what he gets now because he trusts people too much. But I think it's the only thing I can not criticize, but maybe in the future, like just be careful. Don't keep your keys to the gate of your apartment to like whoever. Manson is pretty much that guy that he will meet people in Hollywood in a bar, and then if he vibe with a person, he will go like, oh, let's go take some pictures. And it's cool that he's like that, but at the same time, it get him to a point of just like this is happening to him right now, because he was too nice. And Johnny is also too nice. He's been too nice. And that's why there's not really there's no dirt on him. There's no dirt from the girls he was with before. I'm talking about Johnny now. Not the ex-wife, but the ex-partner for like 15 years. His children, nobody ever even got yelled at. That's what they're saying. They're saying that Johnny will be the guy who, when somebody was arguing, he would try to diffuse the argument, that he would try to just take the person and go and just go for a walk and then just diffuse. You can tell when you see him when you see him in interviews and talks or whatever, he's not high strung. He's always trying to diffuse the argument, is to get a good vibe and create a good energy. That's what I get from him. Unless he's the best actor and the biggest liar, and he's always been a psychopath and he's lying to all of us. But no, he's cool. And I feel that he was taken advantage of. Both of them. Oh my God, 2 hours of me just yapping around here. So, oh yeah, we're talking about borderline person. Yeah, if you want to talk more about that, let me know, because I can talk for ages about borderlines, narcissistic and antisocials and all that. But and I didn't make fun of self-harm and cutting and the scars that I just did this to illustrate what Amber had. But it's the truth, and if she's not gonna admit to it, and she's not gonna own it and say, yes, I have this problem, I did this to myself, and I'm trying to get better. That's all you gotta say. In court is not that difficult. All you have to say is, I'm working on myself, I'm trying to get better, and people will believe that. But if you go with that freaking attitude that she has, like what she said today about what her team said today about, let's just dismiss Virginia, let's use the ruling from the UK. That attitude is what gets her in trouble. If she just needs to own it and just knock it off. Go back to the Bahamas and just stay there, Amber, please. I don't have really nothing against her as much as all the people on YouTube have. Like, I'm not going to just make fun of her drinking or her dad being violent towards her when she was growing up. I'm trying to be sensitive about that. But at the same time, if she's canceling a person and an innocent person, and he's losing deals and jobs because of her, then I can't really have a lot of sympathy for her just because she's a woman. I'm not going to have sympathy for them just because we share the same body parts. supposedly. No, no. If they pledge to get better, and if I see the Manson women saying, well, apologizing or saying something of the sorts of, well, maybe we have a problem too, maybe we should all go to sex addiction classes or whatever, maybe that will be cool. But I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're just going to keep banging and just on these two guys because they are easy targets. Very, very easy targets. They are eccentric, they're strange, they're creative, they're dark, and in a good way, in a very good way. So they're gonna always get beat up. Always. It's like that kid in school, the goth. I was a goth in school. I'm still a goth. I'm wearing pink, but I'm a goth. And that's what we get. That's what we're getting. Like it was just we didn't have to do nothing. We didn't have to open our mouth, and people would just blame a group of people just because we look weird and we went to the cemetery and had picnics. Like to me that was normal. But then you have all this niche, this cliques of people, and they're gonna blame somebody. They're gonna blame us. And we were a bunch of goth, nerdy people that would just like to read dark French poetry. But we never really hurt anybody. But yeah, it's life is like that since you were tiny. Since you're in kindergarten, people start judging you and putting you in a shelf. There's all the shelves that we need to put people on. I try not to, but I did it on this video. I did it. I was talking about, oh, she might have this mental disorder, she might have. So I'm putting her I shouldn't do that, but it's really hard because she just given us so much material to talk about her. So it's really hard not to be. I'm trying to not say anything with malice. Like I know a lot of YouTube channels that they make fun of her. They put like really pictures of her that she looks very bad in the pictures. I don't post pictures. I don't put pictures of her. It would just be me. And if I put a picture of her, it's gonna be maybe her and Johnny. I am not going to just like make her eyes black or her. No, that's not necessary. She's doing a good job by herself and making herself look bad. I don't have to Photoshop her. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna eat something because I got the problem that I need to eat because I'm human. And sorry this went so long. I don't know how to cut. There's a way that you can actually cut the live videos afterwards. Is it? Anybody can answer me? Like, can I trim the videos after? No, probably not right now. That's what I thought. No, I just have to leave them the way they are. That kind of sucks because I wish I can just make them in like 3 parts and then just kind of get rid of all the things are not that they're not that important. But thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing. Malice in Wonderland. Malice in Wonderland. That is such a badass name. Malice in Wonderland. Are you watching right now? You are a savage. You're fire with that name. Malice in Wonderland. Oh my God, why I didn't come up with it? It's such a good one. Yeah. Well, Malice in Wonderland. Thank you for your comments. And if you want to talk about mental health and about whatever, like, yeah, hit me up. I would do that. But next time I'm going to read Rose's book. I have it right here. See, I'm not full of shit. When I say that I know about something, I kind of know. So I'm not going to say, oh, I'm going to read her book and then steal it from some website. I have it right here. So, and I read it because her life is freaking fascinating and insane. Like she grew up in a cult when she was a kid. Oh, just insanity. Even before she met Manson, her life was already freaking crazy. And I keep reading about her because I believe her. I believe a lot of stuff that she said. But I also believe the stuff she said about Manson. Not one negative thing about the guy. Not one. So I'm going to go for that. And I'm going to try to talk about Dita Dita Von Teese is a little bit of a different case because I think she got pressure a lot from the people in the industry and in LA. She made a statement about Manson, not defending him, but just saying, hey, when he was with me, he was cool. And she took that statement down. She deleted it from her Instagram. I think it's probably like it's politics, and it's probably her manager. It's just a big agenda behind it. But I'm sure in her heart, she still thinks that way about him. But it sucked that she deleted it. A lot of famous people unfollow him, which is really hip. They're a bunch of hypocrites in Hollywood because like they don't even know if this is true or not. They just unfollow. And there's some people that follow him and some people that never unfollow him, like Courtney Love, Billy Corgan, uh, the good guys out there, and they have not said nothing negative about him at all. In fact, it's all positive. I found a picture of Marilyn Manson and Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins, and his wife, Billy's wife, and his kids. He has like two little kids, and Manson in a Thanksgiving dinner, and they're like considering him like an uncle. So why Billy Corgan would just get this rapist in his house? He has his two children. It's like it's just silly. It really is. All right, I'm gonna go. My God, 2:01. Bye, and thank you so much. Malice in Wonderland. I love your name. That's such a good name for a. Oh my God, if I have a cat, I'm probably just name her or him. I'm about to get a cat probably next week. I don't know. I almost want to name the cat something related to these cases, but I don't want to. But Malice in Wonderland is such a badass name. Yeah, I don't know about the psychopath. I think she's something. Hopefully she can get help. I will never stop believing that people can change if they want to. So I believe that. I gotta go to sleep today believing that. Otherwise, I don't. There's no point. So I believe that they can change if they want to. I just think they don't want to, and it's easier to be petty and gold digging and just evil. It's easier. It's hard to be a good person. It's weird, isn't it? It should be easier to be good, but it's hard to be good and it's easier to be bad. So that's why they go for it more often, and it pays off. All the attention she's getting, they're all getting, and all the money they're getting, so it pays off. Since that moment I saw that TMZ video of John in the kitchen breaking, not breaking the stuff, but just just do what Johnny was doing in the video. I can't believe they cut the video. As you guys know, that video has like just a few more seconds on the end of the video. TMZ carefully cut what I'm talking about. TMZ shows you Johnny banging the cabinets like anybody who is mad sometimes. I don't know. I've done that before. So he's banging the cabinet, and then he sees that she's filming, and he's like, you fucking filming this? And you fucking filming this? And then the video that TMZ sent to the media for us to feed us and for us to believe and try to brainwash us was Johnny mad, and that's it. But the real video is like 5 seconds longer. You see Amber, you see her chin, you see Amber taking the phone away, and she's like, ha ha ha. Ha ha. Now, you're scared for your life. You're not going ha 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 on the guy. No. So that shows right there, those few seconds of that video shows her motive. Her motive from the get-go, from the beginning, since 2016. Insane. Yeah, I can just talk here forever, but I shouldn't. It's losing my voice. Yeah, I wish I can trim this video so then put it in different parts so it's not a chunk. I don't know how to do that. I'm just gonna have to leave it this way. Thank you for watching Malice in Wonderland. I freaking love that name. Oh, Hawk 99. You were watching too, or you watched and then you left? I'm sorry if my internet is messed up. Because sometimes somebody told me the other day that it was glitchy, that I was talking and moving kind of like a robot, and even more weird than I'm already am. So that's because my internet was um, not connected properly that day, and sometimes in the evening it's worse than in the morning. So I'm gonna try to do this in the morning, but I was at work. So now it's a weekend, so now I can do more of these, but it's gonna be like a 30-minute video next time. I'm gonna drive you guys crazy with 2 hours. All right, bye and good night, and don't believe everything that you read.